Getting Answers, the entrepreneur show that's about getting answers to the questions that you have as an entrepreneur or professional. Getting Answers, the entrepreneur show.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Curtis, and this is Getting Answers, and welcome to our show. On our show, we are doing something a little different. Not so much a little different, but I had an opportunity to look at the Beyonce video, Formation, and I thought it was interesting. So I wanted to title the show Formation or Nah. And as I watched the video, it was like, it was interesting. Interesting video, nevertheless, to say the least, definitely interesting. And I think it's important for us as people, just of all colors, and I know the video was predominantly African American video, African American people in the video, but nevertheless, the video brought a strong message, and the message was, as the video is titled, Formation. And there are a lot of things that will happen to people in a lifetime, lifespan, if you will. And from one generation after the other, there's just things that happen. And I think that the message that I got from the video was that no matter what happens, and at the end, she says about the paper, meaning she's talking about the money, the material things. And the video was interesting, but I think that we're leading yet another generation down the road, or a path of just hardship, thinking that it's about the paper. And in truth, there's no single race in this earth that has not endured hardship. Perhaps some more than others, and I totally get that. So there's going to be a animosity. There's going to be situations that sometimes we feel like we're completely out of control, or just don't exactly know what to do. But I want to encourage all of you out there, if you're listening or if you'll check this Facebook Live event out at some later point, I want to encourage you all to understand that sometimes we're carrying pain for a long time, and that pain affects, again, not only us, which is evident in certain situations, but it affects one generation after the other generation, after the other generation, after the other generation. And it's like a song that continuously plays over and over and over, to the point where we grow more so just used to the song and used to the same dialogue, and at some point we need to change something. And not, again, saying that what has happened is okay by any stretch, and condoning the behavior of others by no stretch of the imagination. But what I am saying, that it is time for people to come to their own understanding and not allow the media or pop artists to control your thinking and put you in a place where you miss your opportunity. And with that being said, I would venture to say that it takes a momentum to build up your capacity, all of our capacity to understand. And the reason why I brought momentum up, because it's important to understand that in a place that life will all bring us, that place of momentum, that place of opportunity, we have to recognize that it's important to be still. It's important that whether it's Beyonce or whether it's the lemonade, whatever the case might be, it's important to understand that you have to be still in the midst of your trial or your situation. And pop culture has a tendency, or the media has a tendency, to draw on our pains, our woes, those things that hurt us, those things that draw out the emotion in all of us, myself included. Get disturbed in different things get disturbed by different things that I see on television and just the different events. Absolutely. So it's understandable that we or as a people are upset, or different nationalities are upset about certain things. And again, it's clear. But in the midst of you fighting your own battle, in the midst of you taking your business to the next level, and essentially that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about is business. We're talking about you taking your business, you taking your association, your organization to the next level. But in the meantime, don't allow the pop culture to have you get distracted and lose your footing, if you will, lose your momentum. Because, folks, that's what all this is about. Because the moment we allow pop culture, and again, it's not to say there's not a message. There's been a message. There's always been a message. But sometimes in this life, we've got to recognize, yes, I see the message. I know the message. It's clear. The message is like the white flag. It's always waving. That's saying, recognize me. Or the red flag, whatever the case might be. It's always saying, recognize me. But at what point do we say, yes, I see it. I see that that flag represents pain. But guess what? That's not a place that I want to continuously remain. I've got to know that the pain is there. I recognize it because it's always thrown in my face. I recognize it because it's always someone talking about it. I recognize it because the media is always bringing it up and saying, well, do you remember? Do you remember? Do you remember? Yeah, heck yeah, I remember. But that's not a place where I want to remain. I want to grow. So perhaps the video formation could have had a different spin on it. And money, yeah, absolutely, it's important. But when we make the paper, as Beyonce said, more important than lives, guess what? We at sometimes can destroy the very lives that we're trying to save. Because if they think it's about the paper, guess what? And another thing is about the paper, they don't care about who they're getting the paper from or what they will do for the paper. So it's important to stay on task. It's important to be cognizant, be mindful of the journey that you're taking. Though our journey is not necessarily so different from one person to the other, it's important to recognize that we're all on a journey. And if I get to the point where I'm deliberately knocking someone off their journey, if you will, distracting them purposely so they can't get to their journey or at least accomplish their journey, wow. Beyonce reminds us that it's all for the paper. So are we allowing Beyonce or any other pop culture figure to knock us off of our path to our own greatness? Because she says it's about the paper. And if we develop that mindset that it's about the paper, we in turn forget that people are on the other end of this. And so, is it just one set of lives matter? Or is it all lives matter? And again, don't get me wrong. I understand the pain as an African American. But I am not going to keep allowing them to dangle that carrot in front of my face, or the American dream in front of my face, and saying, yet it's attainable, but yet it's reachable. It's attainable on one hand, but on the other hand, they're bringing the pain, bringing different opportunities or situations in front of me through the media or conversations to continue to remind me of where I've been in hopes that I'll remain where I'm at. So it has to be more than about the paper. It has to be opportunity for us to rise above the formation, rise above the pain. There's not been one person in this world that will not deal with pain on some level. Betrayal, emotional, physical, financial. So remember, it's more than just about the formation. It's about really, in a sense, allowing Beyonce or anyone else to knock you off your path, your course. Stay focused. Doesn't matter. This is ultimately about a distraction. So stay focused. Don't allow the media or anyone else.
Employee engagement. It's trending, but not for the right reasons. Employee engagement is at an all-time low. Studies show that if this trend continues, your business may not survive. Don't put your business at risk. Contact our team and ask how we can help triple employee engagement and increase productivity.
Alright guys, I'm back. This is Getting the Answer. Forgot about my commercial that I had in there. Anyways, got such a role there. But yeah, stay focused. Ensure that you're focused. It doesn't matter who they are. This is the thing. The media or just the powers that be, they're trying to play people against people, folks. So whether it's Beyonce, whether it's some other pop culture figure, just stay focused. That's what this is about. I did a show a little while ago on blab.im, and it was about finding your purpose. And folks, no more than anything, that's what all this is about. This is about you finding your purpose. Not necessarily finding the pain. The pain is going to help us get to the purpose. And I know it may sound weird, but the pain, the disappointments, all of those things, because they're so painful, I need to change them. I need to change my life. I need to change my perspective on how I see things. So what will you do? Will you get information and allow all of those individuals, whoever they may be, and in some cases, sometimes in our own tribe, to continuously dangle the carrot in front of you and tell you that it's attainable, and on the other hand, they tell you that, or they're saying to us, do you remember? So which direction are you going to go? Again, sometimes from our own tribe we're reminded the carrot is dangled, or do you remember what they did? So I want to encourage all of you from all races, it doesn't matter who you are. Life is going to be full of pain, it's going to be full of disappointment, it's going to be full of hurt. But in the end, it's from which cup will you drink? The lemonade? The iced tea? It doesn't matter. Which cup will you drink from? You will drink from one of the cups. Who isn't going through pain? But in truth, you and I can all get through it. You and I can all rise above it. And we don't want to find ourselves in complacency and allow those individuals or the powers that be, the pop culture figures, to continuously say that, hey, remember what they did, remember this. Yes, I do remember. But do you remember that you can do anything that you want to do? You can create anything that you want to do. But in order for me to take hold of that, what's in front of me, I've got to let some things go. It doesn't mean that I'm ignoring them. Absolutely not. It doesn't mean that the pain isn't there. It means, for me, that yes, I remember. Yes, I understand. Yes, the pain is there. But guess what? I'm going to use that which was dissatisfying to me. I'm going to use those items to fuel my future. No, absolutely I didn't like those things that were behind me. But I'm not going to allow you to continue to remind me of where I was, of the mistakes that I've made. How about that? That's even on a greater scale. How about if someone reminded you each time of the mistakes that you've made? And I know sometimes, even as a son, I go to visit mom, and in mom's eyes, it doesn't matter how old we are sometimes as the offspring, your son or daughter. Mom, in mom's eyes, or in the eyes of mom, we're still, in a lot of ways, we're still her baby. We're still the child. And we know it really doesn't matter how old we get as the offspring of our parents. As soon as we step foot into her dwelling, or we're calling mom or dad on the phone, it seems like we always feel like that child, because we are. And there's some conversations that we may have with our parents that say, Mom, I don't do that anymore. And essentially, how many of us are saying, Mom, that's not me anymore. I'm grown up. And so I'm asking you, what's the difference? What's the difference in a Beyonce or anyone else that reminds us of the mistakes that we made and giving us the feeling, or at least we're taking on the feeling like, wow, they keep reminding me of who I was. And you can't move forward sometimes if you're always reminded of who you are. Because with being reminded comes an image. And that image is, in most cases, the image leaves a really horrible taste in our mouths. And an image in our mind, if you will. So these are all about concepts, folks. That's the bottom line. The image, the words, they're all about concepts. Something that's etched in our minds. So it's time to kind of do the house cleaning, if you will. Do the spring cleaning, if you will. And clean some things up. Change what we see. Remember, your tongue. Change what you speak. At least what you're speaking about. Change what your conversation is about. So you and I can both rise above the formation and know that, hey, money is important, but I know my relationships with people are tied to my money. So that's good stuff, folks. And again, my name is Curtis Brooks, and this is Getting Answers. I've got to check my deal here, see where I'm at here in my, see exactly where I'm at here in my playlist. I'm using a program called Wirecast. And again, my name is Curtis Brooks, and this is Getting Answers. It's been a great show, guys. I love it, love the content. Yeah, it's interesting. I was actually told to check the video out formation on yesterday, and did so. And it's quite interesting, a very compelling video, very compelling, and choice of lyrics are very interesting to say the least. But nevertheless, very interesting video. And again, I just want us to be reminded that, man, you don't have to get in anyone's formation. And stepping out of the formation, man, whew, you got to be a leader of the pack. And sometimes it takes those things that we don't like to understand that, wait a minute. You have that aha moment that says, you know what? Yes, all these things have been against me. It feels like all these things have been built against me, or at least created purposely. And in a lot of ways they have. But, wow, as in the words of Maya Angelou, I will rise, and you will rise. This is awesome, guys. You will rise above the formation. You will rise above what was intended for you, what was intended to destroy you. You will rise above it. You will come out of it. But understand that when you come out of it, you won't come out perfect, but you'll come out with greater wisdom and knowledge. And most definitely, you'll come out with purpose. Sometimes, a lot of times, you'll find your purpose in another's purpose, in another purpose. And so what those individuals may have meant to use against us, use to destroy us, you've got to break ranks, baby. And that's the bottom line. You've got to break ranks, break the formation, and not do the same thing that they're doing, but break the formation and do something greater to ensure that it's more than just about the paper, but it in fact is about making a connection with those who are hurting. And I think that's the greatest thing about music, because the lyrics connect to all of us in ways, along with the drums, the guitars, and all of the musical instruments. They are cadence to our heart, to our soul, if you will. The words are powerful. Backed by the music, wow. It's an opportunity to change. It's an opportunity to see things differently. But when the music stops, what will we take hold of? There are just the lyrics there. So, in this life, it doesn't matter what the song might be. You and I get to be the drummer in a different song. We get to step out of formation and create an entirely new understanding that says, because I dealt with all kinds of issues and situations, and though it appeared purposely they were trying to hurt me, though it appeared purposely that what they said was damaging and it hurt, I felt it. I know they were trying to destroy me. But baby, you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity to turn the lemon into lemonades. Into lemonade, that is. That, wow, you don't have to be bitter about it. You can put as much sugar as you want in that lemonade and make it sweet as you want to make it. But don't forget the message. Your message will connect with all people who are desiring to step out of formation. So, with that being said, I will not be with you much longer. I'm going to just share with you, I have a show that I do on Blab. Actually, a show that's coming up here on Blab on the 13th of April, which is going to be Friday at, I don't know the time, I can't remember the time. Actually, probably should have placed it in, I can't remember the time. But yeah, so check out my website here. There's a show that I'm doing on mental health. Why is it important, with Victoria Olsen? So check us out there on Blab. I will definitely leave the show information or the actual show on my Facebook page. So check it out there. And again, get in the right lane, if you will. Get in understanding with purpose, and make up your mind that you want to understand, and that we're not just being led down a road, if you will, because of the way they look or the tricks and the magic that's done in front of us. Don't be disturbed, don't be distracted by that. Know that there's a cadence for all of us, and one has this formation, one believes this has yet another formation, but make sure that you are in the right line when it all comes together. When your opportunity comes, or the door, someone's knocking on your door, make sure you're answering in the right way, and that you don't let the bitterness of yesterday ruin your tomorrow. So again, my name is Curtis Brooks, and this is Getting Answers. It has been lovely, absolutely lovely here on our show, and I hope you guys will again check us out here each Tuesday on Facebook Live, featuring Wirecast as an application which I'm using for my desktop to stream through Facebook Live. And that's about it. Again, we are here Tuesday at 11:30, Facebook Live event using Wirecast, and then also on Thursday at 10 a.m. Wirecast, or excuse me, 10 a.m. Facebook Live as well, and I'll be using my iPad, and that's more of kind of a demonstration, if you will, of the conversation that is going on each Tuesday. So with that being said, Tuesday Facebook Live through Wirecast at 11:30. Thursday Facebook Live event, more so a demonstration on the topic that is on Tuesday, and that takes place at 10 a.m. And also I have a show on Blab, and that's also Getting Answers on blab.im. Check us out there, and that's going to be with Victoria Olsen, and we're talking about mental health. Why is it important? So again, folks, check us out there. We're about to wrap it up here. We're a few minutes short of our goal, and that is about a little bit more than 30 minutes, so I'm out of stuff to talk about. And again, guys, hope you will check us out here again on Facebook Live. If you haven't already, or if you're viewing this, follow us here on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at I am Curtis Brooks on Twitter. Also on LinkedIn, I am Curtis Brooks. And you can check our website out at www.imcurtisbrooks.com for more information about what I do and how I do it. So once again, folks, thank you for tuning in. This is Getting Answers, the entrepreneur show that's about getting answers to the questions that you have as an entrepreneur or professional. Thanks again, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.